friends, welcome back. Today I'm getting ready to do an arrangement for my church, and it's for Easter, but I thought you guys might like to see how I put an arrangement together because spring is technically on Thursday. This would look great on an Easter table or in an entryway or really anywhere in your house. Yeah, I was just thinking, I haven't done that many arrangements on my channel, and I was a florist, so that's what I did. Maybe that's why I don't do that many now. What I'm gonna use is I bought one of these tins from the Dollar Tree, and I painted it white, and I painted the rim black, and I put a piece of Oasis inside, or floral foam, and I have glued this little thing on here. So I got that off of this. It was just glued in the center. I got this at the Dollar Tree, so I just popped it off and glued it on here. I think it's perfect. So now that I've got my foam in here, I went outside and got some rocks, and I'm gonna fill up the sides with rocks just to give it some weight. So like I said, I just got these rocks from my yard, so I'm just gonna put them in here. And that's gonna give it a lot of weight. So you can see it's got quite a bit in there. My flowers are probably going to be a little bit taller, so I feel like I need to weigh it down, and you guys might think of that too. When you don't have a lot in the bottom and you've got a lot of height with flowers, it's going to tip over pretty easy. So that's why I put rocks inside. Now that I've got that ready, I'm going to show you what I've got just in case. If I don't tell you, I'll get a ton of questions, people asking where I got this, what I used. Dusty Miller stems. I got these from Walmart. They were $3 a piece. They're actually kind of fuzzy and just a good quality stem. So I also got from Walmart 2 of the lamb's ear stems. I love these. I've used these in a Christmas DIY. Flocking my own florals for my Christmas tree. I love these because they feel like real lamb's ear. They're really soft and fuzzy. So these were $2 a piece, and everything else came from the Dollar Tree. I got 3 of these spider plants. I got 2 of the white gladiolas, 3 of the cherry blossoms. I got the white, 2 of the white tiger lily stems. So I got 3 of the lime green hydrangeas, 5 of the white daffodils with the yellow center. I got 2 of the dripping blossoms. They're kind of a pale yellow. And I got 3 of the white dripping blossoms that have like just Actually, I got 3 of the yellow ones and 2 of the white ones. I got 3 of the white lilacs. I got 3 of their glitter berries, and these are the light blue, and they're very glittery. So I've shown you everything I'm going to use, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, the first thing I'm going to do is measure and cut to the right length my Dusty Miller plant or stems. And I have them equal. I measure them across how far they're going to stick into that foam. And I want the very edge of the greenery, where the greenery starts on the stem, that's where I want it to be on the edge of my container. So that's how wide I want my arrangement to be. So I'm going to use one of the lamb's ear packs that I bought. I say pack because they come with 2 stems in them. So I'm going to use one and put both stems right in the front, kind of on the sides a little bit. And then I'm going to move on to my spider plants. So I'm going to put 1 on each side and 1 in the center forward. So how I measure my stems is I put them on the table like that. You've seen me do it. And that's how I know where I want to cut, how tall I want them. I got 3 of those, so I put the tallest in the center and the 2 sides are a little bit shorter. And then I cut my gladiolas the same. Now I got 2 of those. So I put them in between, but in front of. So I'm working on my arrangement backwards right now. And then I'm gonna use these teardrop flowers. I think that's what they were called. I can't remember now. But I'm gonna put the yellow ones in there first because I got 3 of those, 1 on each side and 1 in the center. And then I'm gonna put the white ones in, one in, like in between those 3, in between that 3 space, but forward, right in front of it, if that makes sense. It's probably easier to watch what I'm doing than for me to try to explain it. So next I'm gonna add the daffodils, and I really pull the stems apart pretty wide. Some of them are a little bit taller than others, some of them are shorter. So I kind of pull the shorter ones forward and leave the taller ones in the back and put them in that way and kind of pull them apart and kind of spread them out as I put them in there. So I'm gonna put 1 on each side and 1 in the center. And then I'm gonna put 2 in the back. So my arrangement has a back. It's gonna be in the front of the church, kind of right in front of the pulpit. And the pulpit is gonna be its back. So, but I still want it to look nice. So I'm gonna put 2 of those daffodil stems back here. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna pull them apart and pull the shorter ones forward and leave the taller ones in the back. So as if you're making this, if you're not wanting a back on it, say you wanted it for your Easter table, then do both sides how I'm doing the front. Just do both sides the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this lime green hydrangea, and as I put them in there, the same as with the daffodils, I can pull each of those stems down and kind of spread the flower out in the arrangement. That way it's equal everywhere. And I always work with 1 flower at a time. I don't mix and match. I work with 1 flower at a time. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that green in the back as well. On that last stem, I did cut 3 of those stems off and put the bigger piece in the back, and then the smaller branches, I put those in the front underneath, specifically because this is going to be in a church. Those people sitting in the front row will be able to see that. So I'm adding my lilies now, and they are a bigger flower. I'm treating them the same though. I'm putting them in and then pulling those branches down and out and over and making sure that it's spread out through the arrangement and that it just looks cohesive, I suppose. And I did cut 2 stems off, and I'm gonna add those 1 on each side, and then the rest of that branch or stem, I guess, I'm gonna put it in the back as well. So with that one, I have I pulled 1 to one side because it had 3 lilies on it. I pulled 1 to one side, the other one to the other side, and left the other one in the center. So at this point, I'm gonna add my white lilacs, and I'm actually not pushing these all the way down into the oasis. The arrangement is full enough that it's gonna hold those branches in there, and I just wanted a little bit more height in the back, I guess, or the center back, and I put 2 in the front and 1 in the top of the back side, if that makes sense. So at this point, I had 2 more stems of the lamb's ear. So I'm gonna put 1 on each side, but up just a tiny bit from the Dusty Miller and fill out those sides a little bit. And the last thing I have to add, well, I guess it's not technically the last thing, but I'm gonna add the glitter berries. So these I'm just pulling apart the exact same way as I did with the flowers. And once I get them put in there, I'm gonna pull them through, pull those branches down, spread them out, and I think they make a perfect filler for this arrangement. So
Obviously, I've chosen very neutral light colors, but you could choose any colors you want. Maybe you want bright colors, maybe you want pastel colors. I just felt like this was more church appropriate, I guess. So the seats and everything are blue in the church, so I thought that this would be a nice neutral color. So the only thing it needs now is a bow. So I'm going to show you how bows are made in floral shops.
Okay guys, I am going to use some of this kind of a turquoise blue ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to use a shish kebab skewer, also from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to use some wire. So if you don't have wire, you can use a twist tie from your bread. So let a good piece hang down, maybe about that long. I don't want it too long, so I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put the bow, but I know I'm not going to want it too long. So right here, I'm just going to create a little bit of a loop, and I'm going to pinch it together. I'm going to grab this piece. Since this is pinched together, I'm going to twist it. Just very simple, just one little twist. And I'm going to create another loop around that same size. I'm going to pinch it together and twist it. So I'm holding it with my thumb and my finger. And I'm going to create another loop just a little bit bigger. And I'm going to pinch it together. I'm going to take it with that finger, let that finger loose, and add it to my little group there. And I'm going to twist it. So that's what I'm just going to keep doing. Just making another loop and twisting it together with my little group here. Just a little bit bigger. Grab it, twist it. And put it in there, twist it. Just like that. Twist it. Not sure exactly how big I want it. So this, you don't have to make the loops exaggeratedly bigger on the next size when you go up a size on the loop, but just a little bit. So I think 4 loops is probably good. So I've got my wire here. It's folded in half. I don't know if you can see it. So I'm just gonna slip that wire underneath my ribbon, and I'm gonna push it through my forefinger and my middle finger, just like that, underneath that little tail there. So it's sticking out like that. And then this piece is going around here where my thumb is holding. So once I got that like that, I'm gonna grab both of the pieces of wire from the back, put my finger right there, and that's holding everything just like that. So now I'm gonna fold everything over like that. So you can see the wire sticking through there. So now I'm just gonna twist that wire really tight. Give it a couple, 2, 3 twists. And there's my bow. So at this point I can fluff it, I can shape it. It does have wire in the edges. Wired ribbon is great for this kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna start pulling my bow into a bow shape, just like that. And so with this end, with that wire, I'm gonna attach it just by twisting it on, twisting the wire onto my skewer, just like that. I can twist it on there till all of the wire is on there if I want. That's just what I'm gonna do instead of cutting it. Just put it on there just like that, and it is on there. So now I'm gonna turn my bow, because that wire will bend real easy. So now I've got like a little handle for my bow. So at this point I'm gonna dovetail the ends of the ribbon. So how to dovetail is you just fold the ribbon tail in half, just like that. And you're gonna cut from the center out towards the wired edges. So the wired edges are on the outside here. So you're gonna cut, I'm gonna do a pretty deep dovetail. So I'm gonna start way up here. I'm gonna start cutting at a diagonal all the way to the end, like that. So I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. Just like that. So now I just need to figure out where I want to put my bow. And usually when I'm putting it on arrangement like this, I just gravitate towards the right bottom side, but you could do the left bottom side. You could do up here if you liked. I'm gonna probably do it over here somewhere, and then I'll put it in, I'll step back and look at it, because of the skewer, it's deep enough I can reach the oasis inside. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick it in the oasis in there. Now I'm gonna pull out I'm gonna actually pull this little pretty glitter berry inside the center of there and pull my flowers out, shape my bow tails and my ribbon. I wanna arrange it exactly where I want it. So that way it's not just all crowded in there, it's actually shaped in there.
Turned out. I think it's beautiful. If you would like to see how it looks in the church, then I'll probably be sharing pictures on Instagram. So if you're not following me yet, make sure and head over there and do so. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Don't forget to hit that bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. And I hope you guys are having a great day. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.